Hello students, hope you're doing well. Today we start the second part of the video for the chapter sentence analysis or sentence analysis. Today we are going to study the topic subject word and its attributes, just from where we left the last video. So what is the subject word and what are its attributes? So far we have identified how we are going to divide a sentence into the subject and the predicate. All of us are comfortable in dividing a sentence into subject and predicate. So straight away let's first divide these three sentences. I have already written in the board, and these are the examples from your book as well, so it will be easier for you to understand. So let's immediately divide them into subject and predicate. The first sentence is the five brothers lived together. We will divide them into subject, and at the same time we are also going to find the subject word. Okay, what is the subject word? The subject word is the most important word within the subject. Okay, mostly it is a noun or a word which is acting as a noun, or it can also be a pronoun. That means a word which has the qualities of a noun. Only those type of words can become your subject word. So we are going to divide the sentences into subject and predicate, and in the subject we are going to find the subject word, that is the most important word. So the first sentence, the five brothers lived together. If we divide this sentence, where will we divide it? We will divide it here, and we will mark this part as the subject and this part as the predicate. Okay, now next step is to find the subject word. What is the subject word here? The most important word or a noun, which the word is brothers. Okay, so we can also underline this or circle this, which is let's say we'll just write now N, which stands for noun. So this is done. Coming to the second sentence, walking is good for health. There is noun is there, but it's here, health. So we are going to now look at the definition of the subject. What is the subject? A person or thing who is doing the action in the sentence, or who is being talked about in the sentence. So there is no action in the sentence, but we are talking about something, a person or thing. What thing we are talking about? Walking. So that means this is the subject of the sentence, and we are going to divide it into again the same process, subject and predicate. So I am just writing S for denoting subject and P to denote predicate. So then second sentence is also divided. Now what about the subject word, the most important word in the sentence? Already we have learned that the subject word needs to be a noun or a pronoun or a word which is acting like a noun. Now is walking, what is the part of speech? How will we identify walking in the part of speech? It is actually a verb with ing, isn't it? But in this sentence walking is acting as a, what we call it is a gerund. That is, what is a gerund? A gerund is a verb with ing and acting as a noun, or acting as the noun in the sentence, acting as the noun of the verb in the sentence. So is, what is qualifying the verb is walking. So walking here becomes your subject, and since the subject has only one word, so this is also your subject word. Okay, and we are calling the word walking is a gerund, that is a verb with ing but acting as a noun. So we are done with the second sentence. Now let's look at the third sentence. The third sentence tells us to laugh loudly is often rude. Again, difficult to locate a noun here, isn't it? So what you're going to look at is any other word which is acting as a noun, and when we do that we find that this word to laugh is actually working or acting as a noun in the sentence, because the definition of subject is person or thing talked about in the sentence. What are we talking about in this sentence? We're talking about laugh, something about laugh, that to laugh loudly is often rude. Now laugh, again we know it's a thing, it's a noun, but here it is acting as an to infinitive, or simply let's write first infinitive. Okay, it's an infinitive, the entire part with the word to included. Infinitives are of two types. One is to infinitive and one is bare infinitive. Okay, bare infinitive and to infinitive, these are two types of infinitives that we find. And here in this sentence, the thing is, we have found a to infinitive, which is to laugh, coming together with the preposition to. So again we see that we will qualify this as the subject, to laugh loudly. This word is directly talking about the subject, so this is also included in the subject. As a result, this sentence is again divided into subject and predicate. So again I'm going to write subject and just P to indicate that this part is the predicate and this part is the subject, right? So then basically we have identified the subject in the three sentences and also the subject word, which is brothers, walking and laugh. Only laugh, do not include the to in the subject word. So what do we see? What is common in these three words that we have identified? Like I told you the definition just before, acting as a noun, it's a noun. The subject word is a noun. Yes, here we say it's a noun. Or a word acting as a noun, a gerund, which is actually a verb in ing form, acting as a noun. Or another word which is doing the work of the noun, laugh, to laugh, and infinitive, which is doing the work of the noun. So these are three examples where you see that the subject word are of three different types. Now we come to the second part, which is its attributes. What do we mean by attributes? Attributes simply mean the additional information or some extra knowledge about the subject word. Because remember, all the attributes that we are going to study are already included in the subject. The five brothers, to laugh loudly and walking. So the attributes will be only in the subject portion itself, not in the predicate portion. In the predicate portion we have two different things, that is the direct object and the indirect object, which we will cover subsequently. For time being, whenever we talk about subject word and its attributes, that is subject attributes. So you will search for the attributes in which portion of the sentence? Always in the subject portion of the sentence. So let's now look at the first sentence again. We have identified the subject word and then we have two additional words, the and five. So here the five are giving some information about the brothers. How many brothers? Five brothers, right? And so these two, they become the attributes, and then we have to qualify the attributes. We have to tell what attributes are there. The, we all know it's part of articles, so we can write article, or if we want to go more minutely, you can write it is the definite article. Five, which is a acting as an adjective here, because it is telling us some about the quality or quantity of the noun. So anything which qualifies a noun automatically becomes an adjective. So we can simply write adjective, or if we want to go more minutely, then which type of adjective will it be? It will be definite numeral adjective. Done. So if somebody asks you what is the subject in this first sentence, you will say the subject is the five brothers. What is the subject word in the first sentence? The word brothers is the subject word. It is the most important word in the subject. And if somebody asks you what are the subject attributes of the subject in the first sentence, you are going to say that the and five are the two attributes of the subject word brothers in the first sentence. Then looking at the second sentence, we see there is only one word which is also working as the subject word. So there are no attributes of this. Nothing is qualifying or telling us additional or giving us additional information about the subject word. So we can skip this sentence because there are no attributes in this sentence. We can straight away come to the third sentence. Like I told you, laugh has been included as the subject word, but not to and loudly. Okay, so to here we already know what is to. To is here, it's part of the infinitive, right? To infinitive. So we can simply write infinitive, or if we want to go into more details, we can write it as the to infinitive. Okay, that is done. This is your attribute of the word to. What about loudly? Loudly, normally the word always is an adverb because of ly. Okay, but here laugh is loudly is of course qualifying the word laugh. Laugh here is acting as a noun, but it's an infinitive, right? Infinitive is a non-finite verb. Infinitives, all infinitives are non-finite verbs, so any word which qualifies a verb automatically becomes an adverb. Okay, so then we are qualifying this loudly as an adverb. So then what are the two attributes of the subject laugh? We get to infinitive to and adverb loudly. Now remember, whenever you have the to infinitive, you will always get the word to, right? So this is basically what we mean by subject word and its attributes. Both of this belong to the subject part of sentences. You will search for attributes in the subject part. Now next we are going to move to the predicate part, where we are going to study about the direct object and the indirect object, in relation to which you need to know two concepts, because in the predicate we all have to deal with the verb, that is the main verb. So the verb can be of two types. One can be transitive and the other can be intransitive. So you have already studied about this in your previous class, so just need to refresh your mind a bit about transitive verbs and intransitive verbs, then it will be easier for us to deal with the direct and indirect object. Okay, hope you have understood this. See you in the next video. Take care till then.